Hey there, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. Guess what? We have sound this time. I am really super sorry about that. Mercury has been playing with me too. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at the mid-month of October for you. We're going to do the 9-card spread. We're going to get some cards for you to start off with to see you have a lot. I had to redo Leo's also, and it was a totally different message than they had before, and so I think there may actually been a reason for what happened as far as the energy was shifting, because today, as I'm recording, it's the 1010 Gateway, so this is a great opportunity for you to take a look at where it is you want to go. Know that you'll be divinely supported, and that you're going to have to take the steps. They aren't going to do it for you. So this is interesting. You have Okanite, which is past life patterns. So noticing things that are going on in your relationships that seem similar in different relationships, that necessarily don't work right, and so there's a need to kind of address that. Over on Facebook, I do a daily card pull, and repetitive patterns was one of the things that came up for this week coming up. But you have calcite, calmness, and these are both for all chakras, it says. So no matter where the pattern is, these two cards will help you to feel calm, reduce your anxiety, and recognize and see where the changes and the patterns are. And then I think it's going to be, and think it's around business. I think it's about something to do with finances. So Libra, right now we're in Libra season as I'm recording this, and that is if you're a Virgo rising, it is your second house of finance. And but it doesn't really matter. The reason I think that is because we have Cinnabar. And Cinnabar is for the sacral chakra. This is your sense of self-confidence and self-worth and self-esteem, but it is around business. And so maybe this economy has created some sort of a job loss for you in your life in particular, and you're feeling a little insecure about the whole thing, and you are being encouraged to address the situation. I think it's Mercury is in retrograde. Okay, so let's use your superpower. When Mercury is in retrograde, it is a chance for you to revise and edit and rewrite. So take a look at your resume. What does it look like? Where can you fine tune it? Where can you highlight the things that will attract employers in this new way of doing business? So if you are really technically capable at home, even if you've never used it in business, it might be something that you put in there that you understand how to do things like Zoom and stuff like that. But you can't say, I know how to use Zoom. I guess you could, but just a better way to do it would be like, I am experienced with conference calls via Zoom, stuff like that, so that they know that you can do business over the internet, because it's going to be the way forward anyway. So I think putting in technology that you are using, put that in there. I was looking over someone's resume once. So that used to be my job. I used to help people with their resumes, and I interviewed probably in my life like close to 1,500 people easily for different positions, and hired and trained. Okay, so that was something I did in a previous life, in this life. And so I've seen a lot of resumes, but this one friend brought their resume to me, and it started out with, I am the oldest of 7 children. I was like, dude, nobody cares. So that's a pretty extreme case, but take a look at your resume and look at things and think to yourself, well, would anybody really care? Is that something that will help me get this job? And tailor them for the different businesses that you send them to, and create cover letters that are not generic, but are tailor-made. So if you're going to approach a certain business for a job, then you're going to want to do a little research on that company. I remember one time we were sent, when I was studying for dietetics, they sent us to the state capitol to talk to the lawmakers, and we went into the lawmaker's office, and the lawmaker wasn't there. That's another story. But anyways, I was talking to the aide, and actually talking to an aide is probably better than talking to a lawmaker half the time. So I was talking to the aide and this group, and I was able to talk to her about the lawmaker's actual position on things because I'd done my research. I knew who my lawmakers were, so I'd done the research to see what they did or didn't do so that I could have conversation. And the professor that was in charge of our little group was staring at me with her eyes like, how did you know that? Do your research. That is your superpower. So how can, and we were able to actually set something up with her because of this. And so how can you use the skill of researching and communication? You're great with it, especially verbal written communication. Can you tweak things so that it really works for you? So I feel this is important because you are going to, if you could do the research then when you're speaking, because I think this is about actually speaking, you may have to do your interview via Zoom. Because we have problems resolved, the third eye chakra and the throat chakra, that's lapis lazuli and angelite. Angels are also the throat chakra and the crown chakra. So asking for your divine guidance, your higher self, your spirit guide team to come in and prepare you to open up. So center yourself, that anxiety there, the calmness, right? The calcite, calcite. If you can be calm, center yourself, and then ask your divine guidance to come in to give you the right words, to help you to open your throat chakra up and speak the words from your higher self, crown chakra through the third eye. This would be intuitively managed in this situation. Now, we do have the business card here, but say it's not business. Say it's any other aspect of your life, and you're nervous about the conversation. Maybe you're asking someone to marry you. Maybe you're, I don't know. I just feel so business. Whatever it is, if you would ask for the divine guidance and say that I'm open, okay, I hear clearly and understand the messages of the divine. That is a great mantra. I hear clearly and understand the messages of the divine, because if you can hear them and then understand them, then you'll know how to speak them out to someone else and make that impression that you're looking to make. So, wow, okay. So this is going to be an interesting reading. A little long, but it's okay, because any of you that come back for this after listening to Silencer a few seconds there, I really appreciate that. Oh, okay. So you need to release and let go of a cycle for sure. Look at this. You have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about you have to take action. You have to take action. You need to end a cycle in order to begin a cycle. It's funny because the Leo just got that for their, what is this? Oh, I haven't seen that one before. It's a new deck for me. Sorry. I just got this deck, and so I always like to see okay. All right. Some of you are staying in a job because you're afraid to leave. Some of you are staying in a situation that you are afraid to leave because you're worried that there's nothing else out there. So, again, same thing applies, only I want to say that it's always easier to get a job when you have a job. And so go ahead and brush up your resume and start making those appointments. I was married to a guy who was a manager for a restaurant, and he hated where he worked. And I was like, well, you need to start applying for jobs. And he said, I don't have time to go on interviews. And I said, you're applying in the same business, so they understand your hours. They will talk to you over the phone. It was years ago. There was no Zoom. I said they will make it work. They will work around your schedule, and they did. And he was able to get a job that he liked much better, with much better hours. And so I feel like there's something here where you are feeling worried that you can't let go of where you're at. But here is the key to the situation. We have the Nine of Wands. This is you backed up against the tree. I do want to say, you look supported by the divine when you're in this position. You're taking the high ground. You are weary and embattled. You are embattled. But if you add this one wand to it, that makes 10, and that is a burden. That is when you have the 10 of wands, that's the end of a cycle, and coming out, and the key to the situation is the Wheel of Fortune. And so you can choose to stay in this energy where you are completely got your back against the tree, the wall, whatever, and every day feels like a vicious fight, or you can take the chance to turn the wheel in your life and move things in a different direction. You are definitely being encouraged to do that. In the recent past, we've got the King of Swords, and the King of Swords, that's this is very consciously trying to do things the right way, using your intellect. This, it's considered like an Aquarius card, but honestly, or maybe a Libra card. Oh, that would make sense. But to me, Virgo, this is also you. You guys use your mind in a very organized, logical way to problem solve. And so as much as you are a pentacle, you are also this King of Swords energy. And so I think you've been tapping into that and trying to find a way through it. But I think you're afraid of making a decision, because in the area of where the anxieties are and the struggles are, we have this Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords, she's blindfolded and she's playing darts. But look, she hit the target and she doesn't even know it. So follow your intuition. What feels right to you? What seems like the thing you want to do? What is it that I feel like, she hit the target. So it's like, don't send out a bunch. She only has 2 swords there. Don't send out a bunch of resumes. Do your research. Where do you actually want to work? What kind of a career are you trying to create? What kind of a business? Maybe you're trying to get your own business off the ground. If you are trying to get your own business off the ground, then maybe so you get started. Moonlighting. So one of the reasons I didn't recognize that video didn't have any sound last week. Mercury is my life is so busy right now. Mercury's not helping. Just gonna say that. But I have 2 businesses. I have a cleaning business, and I have this Moonlit Waters. This is the one I'm trying to transition into. So I am working in the course of 2 weeks. I am working 120 hours, and it is pretty evenly divided between those 2 businesses. And I'm like on a 2-week cycle because of the cleaning schedule. And so I was cleaning a lot the week that video came out. That's why I didn't even have a chance to watch it, so I didn't know. But it's starting to pay off. Okay, it's starting to pay off. It just takes a lot of energy, and so it takes being more organized than clearly I managed to be last week. But it can be done. You are really great at organizing. It's your superpower. So here, the obstacle here, we have the 3 of Cups. This is an obstacle to overcome. So could be that you really enjoy the people that you work with. It could be that you're afraid to ask for help. Look, they have their cups raised, open to receive divine guidance and divine help and inspiration. So ask for what you need. Have you asked your friends for leads, for guidance? What do they know? Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. So tap in your friends, especially right now when it's weird out there, right? It's like there's a lot of job opportunities, but they're not necessarily the ones you want. So, however, that being said, now more than ever, opportunities are starting to show up in places that you wouldn't have thought possible. So who do you know? And even if you've already talked to them before, maybe it's a good time to make that contact again. Because I really think so, because here in the area of how do you transform the situation, we have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is that soulmate energy. This is that friend from the past that you reconnect with in a way that's so you know, you don't just call them up and say, hey, you don't even think about a job. You call them up, you touch base. It'd be nice to reconnect, make sure it's emotionally satisfying for you and for them, you know, and then you can tell them, you know, hey, by the way, is that job, you know, how's it going at work is like a really good way to start it, right? How is it going at work anyways? You guys, you know, super busy? Are they, you know, just kind of, you know, work it into the conversation if you don't want to just like put it right out there. But you are being encouraged to complete a cycle. We have the World card. And it's a celebration. It is a advancement. It is like a graduation to the next step. And so you can do this here in the area of what are you going to do in the future. You have been emotionally walking away from a situation that does not work. So completing this cycle allows you to satisfy your heart situation and start moving. After the 8 comes the 9, and 9 is emotional satisfaction. In the heart space, we've got strength. I really like this one too, because the lion is enjoying her. She's enjoying the lion. But look, her wand is back there. It's like behind her back, she is holding back the storm. And they are safe. And so in your heart space, you have these 2 8s, and they're beautiful 8s to have. And then the healing comes in. When you complete the cycle, when you emotionally walk away from whatever is so dissatisfying for you, you have the strength in the heart to heal the situation. You have the 6 of Swords, which is moving on to a much better place. You take with you the wisdom and the knowledge that you've gained along the ways, because he's carrying those 6 swords. But he's being helped. He's riding on the back of the broom. A couple of friends are taking him. So that could be that 3 of Cups energy, right? The healing happening. There is an opportunity for you to really progress things forward, but you have to decide to end the cycle. And I think that it starts with reaching out to some people you know and speaking up and asking for the help and the guidance to come in. So this is lovely. You have that fates. So opportunities are being brought to you in a beautiful way. But okay, so you have action, and you have the here and the now. And the here and the now means very present. Be very present to where you are right now. What are the options right now? What is around you right now? And taking action on that. And then here's that divine guidance, the fates. You're being guided and led along at this time. There's a lot of, you can even look at this as you are the lion, and this is your higher self, your spirit guide team that's there protecting you and keeping the storm at bay. But you have to turn the wheel of fortune. This is not going to happen for you. You have to do it. So, wow. For those of you that this is about romantic stuff, which it could be, you could have a soulmate energy coming back. You have opening to love. But I feel like this is more about opening to self-love and choosing to do something that brings joy and happiness, because you have planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in fertile soil of my soul right now. And so your decision to put your emotional health and well-being at the front of the line will make a big difference here. And maybe you haven't been taking enough time to consider that you are also important. And you don't have, but again, it's easier to get a job when you have a job, right? So you have, again, Mercury. Oh, that's the moon. Look at this. Okay, what? Really? All right. You guys have a lot. Oh, okay, yeah. So here's Mercury. You have the celebrity. I lead with my light. This is about being luminous and charismatic and putting yourself out there and opening your heart up. So for those of you that are looking for either a new career job, trying to attract business in because you're an entrepreneur, or romance, the joy that you exude is magnetic and it brings in what you want. We have Mercury, the messenger. I bring the light of awareness. This is this energy right here of tapping in from your higher self and having the right words to speak to help you to be and do what it is you want to do. There is a necessity to be able to work collaboratively with others. So ask for what you need. Help other people where you can, because you do have the collaborator here as an energy to lean into. I co-create to create. You are always co-creating your situation. If you choose to focus on negative things, then you're co-creating negative things. If you choose to focus on what it is that you're trying to get and stay in the positive, that's what you create. And here you go. You're the organizer. It's Saturn energy. Everything has its rightful place. This is Saturn Virgo energy for sure. This is the patience and the practical and the truthful, and it is all of your superpowers. So nobody's asking you. Have Mercury, which represents your sign, in this organizer energy here. Nobody's asking you to be anything but who you are, but it is required for you to take an action step. You have to go and plant the seed of intention, either by making that phone call or tidying up that resume and sending it somewhere. There's something you need to do, and I'm sure you know exactly what that is. I'm sure you do. This is the longest mid-month ever. All right, I do. Your monthly will be out next week, actually. So that'll be for November, though. This is for the rest of October. So take care of that. Mercury goes direct on, I believe, the 18th. So you can use that energy to start moving things forward. And if you want a little daily guidance, come over and meet me over there at Moonlit Waters on Facebook. And of course, the weeklies come out every week. So I'd love to catch up with you. And again, I really do apologize for you having this a little late, but I think it might be actually right on time. I'll talk to you guys soon.